We woke up today and we said YouTube video for the people, for the bestables, for the lovelies. Hi bestables, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time. I'm sure you've been seeing a lot of my shorts and you're like, where's the long form content? Well, I aim to please. It is currently a Saturday. I think it's like the 24th of May. I have to get better at posting my content because I actually do have a lot in production. It's just that the logistics were just not vibing with me, and every time I tried to post, like YouTube was giving me issues, and I was just like, oh, this is protection from the Lord to not post this video because your eyes aren't ready to see it. So I thought, let me just make an impromptu video. I have no idea where this is going to go, but from the title of this video, you'll probably see where it is. I'm thinking maybe a bit of like a reading update to kind of get you guys into the feel of where my mindset is going, how my reading journey has been this past month, and like just to kind of maybe air out a little bit of my fears, because if you don't speak them, maybe you will never address them. I don't know, like if you just continuously keep things inside and you never air them out, I'm a firm believer that like shadow will come back to bite you in the ass. Like you'll be like, oh, like, oh, why am I dealing with all of this? And I really feel like May has been not like a horrible month for me, but like a month of revelations, you know? I just think like it's put me in a bit of a tizzy. And if you can look at my face, I have basically used my face as a battlefield. I have scratched my face so silly. The pimples are not cute, but I still think I'm a beautiful babe. So I look at my pimple scars as like beauty scars, you know. I don't know, I look at them as still me, beautiful. I think I've changed, like being like my skin needs to be perfect to do all those things. I really feel like it will correct itself better. And I just also know because it's winter, I do not typically drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of tea and coffee, so that is a lot of bit of the issues. I'm so sorry about my manners. How can I sit here and have like a sit down video with you guys and not have a beverage? Because I expect you to go get a beverage. So I'm gonna go make some coffee. I'm feeling a little guilty because I'm at my aunt's place. Usually I typically don't care. Like I'm just like, it's done. But like I don't know. I have a little bit of compassion this side, because I feel like I've been finishing her milk. I've been finishing the coffee. And I'm thinking that the dearest has some weight in what she's been saying to me, saying that I finished the coffee in the house. Rude. It's just that you don't buy her chocolate. I'm not really a fan of drinking normal tea. I do drink rooibos, but I'm not a fan of drinking tea with milk. So I only like, basically I can only stomach coffee, and it's cold up in here. I need to drink something hot. But either way, grab yourself a beverage and let's get comfortable and talk. Let me go quickly make myself some coffee. So let's go. So my room at home, right, does not get sunlight. So the sunlight hitting here is a shock to me because my room really does not face the sun. So it's perpetually a freezer, and it's perpetually cold, and it's perpetually like dark. There's no like natural light that like shines in the room. So sleeping in this room at my aunt's place is literally like heaven's dream to me because look at this sun. Who would have thought? But like, yeah, let us go and make some coffee. Yeah, not water, coffee. Is that smart? Okay, once again, talking here, but like, ooh, you keep it moving. Oh, my brother's calling. Give me a second. Taste test. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Have you ever, like, when you're with little kids, have you ever like had that realization that, wow, how did your mother do it? Like, how did the elders do it? Because you're losing your mind because my little cousin just asked me for a pear. I said I washed it and I gave it to her. I was like, here you go. And then she was like, oh, I can't eat it like this. And I was like, what do you mean? You just take a bite and you eat. Like, what are you doing? And then she's just like, no, it's going to hurt my teeth. So you need to take a bowl. You need to place the pear in bowl. And you need to take a knife and then cut knife and then give me. And I said, oh, this is not the royal palace here. I am not your servant. But I am going to do that because she's the boss. She is. Yeah, so let me do that. So apparently I'm not worthy of being called back. Like, you don't pick up a person's phone one time, suddenly they're just like, yeah, I'm not going to answer you again. And I also am a little bit petty. So I'm like, oh, you didn't answer my call. I'm not gonna call you back again. I'm trying you once. You don't answer again, then that's it. You know, but like, let's get into the video, besties. Put that there. Just a plethora of stuffed teddies. Let's get this situated. So give me a second. Is it just me that is like nosy? I'm always like, who's here? Who's here? Like, child, like, I'm a very nosy neighbor. I want to know what's going on. You know, I want to be locked in. Like, you sit down to record and suddenly everybody thinks it's their time to kind of make noise, and you're like, child, I don't need excessive outside noises. This is my go-to like song when I'm in a little bit of like an emotional rut, or I just need to feel as if the person in me is being seen and like validated, like, girl, you exist, girl, you matter, you know. I sing this song. It's not simple to say that most days I don't recognize me, that these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be, although it's true I was never attention sweet center, but I still remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She's all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, what she used to be, mine. Yeah, I ate that. I ate that. I think I figured it out. This video will be a reading update of like where I am mentally, emotionally, physically, as a reader. Okay, so in the month of April, which you guys, I still owe you guys a reading wrap up. I will get to it, I promise you. I began reading Fourth Wing. So I was enticed. You know, sometimes you come across videos where people are speaking about a book and you're so intrigued by it that you actually end up going to it, even though this was like on your TBR for so long. So I started reading Fourth Wing, and then lucky me, I got to buy the books, right? I bought Fourth Wing, I bought Iron Flame, and then I was like in this huge tizzy of like, oh my goodness, I need to get Onyx Storm. I need to get Onyx Storm because I'm enjoying reading the book physically, because I'm a broke book girly, so it's very rare for me to own the physical copies of books. I'm an ebook reader. So I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get Onyx Storm because I'm a broke book girly? How? Luckily, I hadn't realized that I had been pestering the dearest to get me a book for so long. And one of the days he was like annoying me heavily. Like I think he knew that he had been trying me. And there's only so much respect a child can have towards their parent before we also lose our shit. And we go, like we also snap, you know, and say, and let our tongues like run loose. And he literally got home after a long day of work and he was like to me, okay? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, at first I was like, what? I'm trying to read. And he was like, give me my wallet. And I was like, okay. So I go fetch the wallet. He's like, buy the book that you wanted. I said, you're lying. So I got Onyx Storm. And I have not read Onyx Storm since I finished Iron Flame. I will do a whole video explaining my thoughts and feelings about Iron Flame, Fourth Wing. I'm so obsessed with Iron Flame. I kid you not, it devastated me. I was literally in a ball of tears. It was everything and more to me. I don't understand people say they didn't enjoy Iron Flame. I thought it was 1,000 times better than like Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing was a 5-star read for me, but like honestly speaking, if I think about it, like Iron Flame is like 6 stars. I always feel like when it comes to fantasy, the first book is laying the foundation of work. It's what gets you into the world. That's why the high is so great, right? But I always love the second book because that's when we're really going through trials and tribulations. Like this is where you're going to, it might seem like it's very mundane and slow and like nothing is happening, but you're actually building the bones of the character of the world, because then come book 3, 4, 5, like you are so enthralled into this world, invested, that like you're so shocked. Like what you need a book where a lot of character development is happening, a lot of like, especially in fantasy, like a lot of like history is being told to you, like you're learning the history of things, you're getting information. It might seem like a lot of info dumping, but I just see it as like you need to know this information now, so later on when things happen, it just clocks you. You're clocking that T, like you know exactly where you are. So for me, Iron Flame was fantastic. All the plot twists, all the things that happened was fantastic. I feel like I could believe in Jaden and Violet's love better in Iron Flame than in Fourth Wing, because in Fourth Wing I feel like it almost was like a I hate you, but not in a sense like they're not like enemies, because it was more like your parent killed my brother, your parent killed my father. Like it was like a whole like that type of enemies. Like I don't like you because of what you stand for, like all these things, but like it was not justified. But like I will get into it in the Iron Flame videos. So look at me going on a tangent on Fourth Wing. But either way, I feel like in Iron Flame we really got to see them build a foundation for their love to flourish, and it was everything more. And so I am someone who reads thousands of genres, and prior to last year I had not really read the romance genre. So the moment I tossed myself with reading romance genre, I kind of stopped reading other genres, and it's been very hard for me to get back into the other genres. So now that I'm back in fantasy, I understand why I also had to leave the world of fantasy, because no other books hit when you're in fantasy. Like when I tell you there's nothing that can get you in a quicker reading slump than reading fantasy books. You cannot go back to other genres because suddenly everything is mediocre. You're like, child, why is there no dragons? Why don't they have powers? Like, what do you mean they don't speak to each other's mates? Through each other's minds? What do you mean they're not fated? What do you mean there's no trials? What do you mean? Like it just, everything just seems very lackluster, if that makes sense, you know? Child, I'm speaking here. Intermission. So I'm also like, I think what makes me struggle, maybe you guys can give me some tips on this, right? But like, I obviously love the camera. I love it so much, right? And my TikTok pages, Kush's Corner, my book talk page, no, what is it called? Instagram, Kush's Reading Corner, and then obviously this one. It says my name, but it's supposed to say Kush's Corner, right? The reason why I feel like you can never really find uniformity in what you content you're exposed to on my pages is because I have a very chaotic mind. Like, I'm doing 1,000 things, I have 1,000 interests at the same time, and I don't think I could, like, you know how certain content creators, you can be like, yeah, that one does makeup, this one gives you sci-fi recs, this one gives you fantasy recs, this one gives you like romance recs, contemporary recs, like, you know, you can get a gist of the way they move. No, I read everything under the sun except self-help book. I actually rebuke that, get that out of my face. But I don't say that they're horrible, I just don't like to feel like I'm being read on a page, like someone is dissecting me like that. I already get that when I'm at church, when I feel like the pastor's attacking me. But like the reason why, like, on my page, it's because I feel like I can't definitively give people like book recs, and I can't definitively give them like what to expect, because I don't know what to expect. Like, I literally am a mood reader. I think I'm a mood everything. So like, you're getting the chaos of it. Like, sometimes I like a book, sometimes I don't. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know if it's making sense. But basically, like, you're meeting chaos on a page when you see me. Like, I will give you a dark romance rec, then I'll give you a sports rec, then I'll give you a black romance rec, then I'll give you a fantasy rec, you know, like, then I'll give you an author rec, like, based on what I'm reading. Like, I don't even read a series in order unless it's like from start to finish. Like the interconnected standalone series, I most of the times I read it in like interconnected standalone, where I could have started from the beginning and then read through, even though it has no impact on the storylines of the other stories. But I only realize when I'm like reading book 5, and like, you know, when you read like book 5 and you enjoy book 5, it's so hard to go backwards. It's bloody hard. So I have struggled heavily figuring out how to move my content into a way that makes sense, because yeah, I really don't know how. I really struggle. Like, I love seeing, guys, I also don't know how I'm enticed by other book content creators, like, to read the books that they're suggesting or they've read. I don't know what clicks with me, so I don't know how to do that for others as well. I just read what I read. I feel like I was not saying sense. I mean, I feel like I wasn't speaking sense. I don't know if I don't know how to explain my brain. I don't. But either way, all this to say, I have still not spoken about where I'm at reading mentally. Yeah, let's get into that. Okay, so because I was reading fantasy, it put me in a slump. When I say I could not think of reading anything else, like, I was struggling heavily to read. And one thing about me, the only way to curb a reading slump, in my opinion, is to just keep reading until something lands. And sometimes you have to go read the trashy books that have like spelling errors. That's why they always say Wattpad is a great function. Like, obviously Wattpad is not what it used to be, but like, that all, like, you know how we used to just read Wattpad? I think that's the way you go about it. But now you just go read books where basically there's maybe spelling errors, or like that have there's not much to the plot, you know, the vibes are just immaculate, but the plot is not there, you know, the character like was not thoroughly thought out, you know. So like, I would say go read a lot of mafia romance books. Like, the vibes will be there. The vibes will be there. Like, not the serious mafia books, like the ones where it's just we're there for vibes. So the way to curb a reading slump is literally to just keep reading until find like something's like lands. And like, don't be hard on yourself. Like, even if that means today I only got to read 2 pages, yeah, then tomorrow I try again, or an hour from now, or 2 hours from now I try again, until something lands and you actually find yourself enjoying the book. And that's when you'll curb the reading slump. So for the month of May, because I've been in a bit of a tizzy mentally, and a little bit of been tangled up inside, and just, yeah, dealing with a lot of inner workings for myself, which is not the best thing ever. And because I've been avoiding to read Onyx Storm, because I hate read. That's the thing. I know it's going to end on a cliffhanger, and the next book is not coming out anytime soon, and I can't have it in a loop. I can't have it in a loop in my head, but I currently have Iron Flame in a loop in my head. But either way, I've been doing, it's been the month of rereads for me. It's been the month of rereads. So one of my favorite authors is Kristen Ashley. When I say I discovered her like when I was like in my second year of uni, so I think that was 2021, and literally went through all her discography in a month, and she has like 1,000 books and 1,000 universes, and was obsessed. Like her books to me give 4-star and above. Like they're so fantastic. So I basically went and I've been rereading some of my favorite books from her, not the series, because the series is a different level of, who is that? The series is a different level of commitment, you know. So I've been reading the standalone ones, the ones that you don't have to read like within a series. So I'm gonna put up the books that I've read so far in the month of May. Let me try and rattle them out for you. Okay, I've read Creed by Kristen Ashley. I've read I'm Still Standing by Kristen Ashley. I've read It's Complicated by Kristen Ashley. I've read The Hookup by Kristen Ashley. I've read, is there another one? Okay, I read Dark Horse by Maggie Rodon. I read Shock by Kathy Raish, which is like the novella intro book to the Viral series, which I read when I was in high school. And I also like to go back to books for nostalgia reasons. What else have I read? I don't know. Yeah, hopefully I got a lot of them, but like, yes. So I've been on a Kristen Ashley kick, struggling heavily to have other books land. I think I've started like 7 books this month that I've never completed fully. I think the reading that I'm currently at from this week is that I was reading Left or Forever by Tara DeWitt. And when I tell you, I think it's like a marriage in crisis. Like they got divorced, but they never really, the logistics of this is even making me tired. You see what my dilemma was with this book? That's what got me super tired. Like, oh my goodness, it's so heavy. The book is too serious. I think I read like 130 pages and I hadn't smiled once. And I was like, this is too serious for me. Like, usually I do enjoy reading like a marriage in crisis or like divorced couples that end up getting back together. But this one, hey guys, I know. I don't know. This one, the vibes weren't giving me soon. The flashback, guys. It's so serious for my life. I don't think I'm in the space right now I think it depresses me further reading it. And I think it's a good book. Like I was enjoying the premise of it. Like I would not have gotten to 103 pages under like 2.5 hours if I didn't think the book was good. It's just I had to stop because it was just so heavy. And I was like, when are we gonna get to the good stuff? Like the reconciliation, but like the journey to reconciliation, which is very valid in their point. Like they have to go the way they're going. I just felt like, child, no, I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the strength for it. I know that next week, the 27th of May, Releasing 10 by Chloe Bosch is coming out. So I have been contemplating rereading the Bestables series. But let me tell you something. So I know people are stuck between whether they are Joey girls or Joey Lynch girls or like Johnny Kavanaugh girls. I'm Johnny Kavanaugh. I'm Johnny Kavanaugh. I love Joey, but I watched Beautiful Boy like 2 years ago for the first time properly from start to finish, and it traumatized me. Like I'll never be able to watch that movie again. It's the most brilliant movie ever, but I'll never watch it again because of how the depiction of addiction in that film wrecked me to no end. So obviously read Binding 13, Keeping 13. Really fantastic. It is heavy. Check your trigger warnings. And I think about Johnny Shannon almost every day, like almost every single day. I do need Chloe Walsh to get with another book. I think it's going to be Adoring 13, but like when that book, I just need that book of just Johnny and Shannon bliss because we went through so much in Binding and Keeping 13. But when I tell you, I read Saving 6, right? Read Redeeming 6. I've never recovered. I have, you know when they say help. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but help, I'm still at the restaurant. That's where I'm at. Like, I cannot, These people, it's busy here. Like, I can't. Joey's struggle with addiction is painful, and to think even though he's in rehab, he's now fine. He's a lifelong addict. Like, he can always relapse. Guys, I don't know how Aoife did it. I personally don't know how she did it, because I she's stronger than me. She's stronger for me, because I would have checked myself into rehab as well if I had endured what she had endured. If, like, and we love Joey. We know why he's gone, like why he resorted to being an, like, I can't even speak about it. It makes me want to cry. It makes me want to cry. I, like, look here. It makes me want to cry thinking about Joey Lynch. So no, we're not gonna speak about it anymore. But yes, I don't want to do a reread. I haven't even read Taming Seven, Gypsy's Story, because that is painful. And I know in the fandom of Boys of Tommen, people are very much like against Lizzie. As someone who's gone through a very hard, like, life in some sense, that is still trying to, like, heal from those events and understands what it feels like to be very broken and not have means to process what you've gone through, I have a lot of grace and compassion for Lizzie Young. I know that the way she has lashed out at her friends and the people around her who have tried to help her is not right, and I don't condone that, but I also understand that that's the only way she can get those feelings out. And it's like, when it comes out, it's that thing of like, oh shit, I didn't mean for it to come out the way that it came out, you know. But that's why I really appreciate the Lynch kids, because I just feel like the other friend groups don't, okay, they're dealing with their own things, but I feel like the Lynches, with the atrocities that they've gone through and the horrors that they've experienced, they understand why Lizzie would react and behave the way she does. You know, I feel like broken people can recognize other broken kindred spirits, especially the ones that, not like, and everyone is broken in a sense, but like when it's like horrifically broken, like, you know. So yeah, the person that I don't like a lot is Claire Gipsy. Claire. I don't like Claire, guys. I really don't. I don't think she's a good friend. And that's my unpopular opinion, I guess. Because, like, I remember reading Keeping 13 and being rubbed the wrong way when Shannon was like, Daryl was trying to come home, because obviously their dad was still like in the wind, and not her screaming in front of public, acting like Daryl is doing the most horrible things. I was like, girl, catch up. Either way, let me not get into that. Either way, so I don't know if I'm gonna read Releasing 10. I don't think I'm in the space to read Releasing 10, because literally the Boys of Tommen will put you in the biggest slump of your life. But I think it's also really weighed on me heavily to read that. So I don't think I'm gonna hit the Boys of Tommen series anytime soon. I really think it'll be something that I maybe touch at the end of the year, or when I'm in a better headspace, because where I'm at mentally in my mind, yeah, this could only send me into a further mental spiral, like a further pit of despair. So I won't be doing that. All that to say, I am looking into reading different fantasy books, because I love that world so much. I'm really a huge fan of fantasy. So and I also want some sci-fi recs. If you guys have good sci-fi recs to go to, that would be lovely. I would love to get into sci-fi. But the books that I'm thinking of reading, it's been like plaguing me and tormenting me, but I want to read the Book of Azrael by Amber Nicole. Like, that book, there's something about that book that appeases me. Like, when I look at it, it makes sense. It makes sense for me to read that book, you know. So it's something that's going to scratch my brain. I'm trying to break the pattern for myself of like not what is it called, like that pattern of like, if a book, like reading I just don't like to be shackled. So like reading a book in a series, like that really kills my vibe. Like, I don't like knowing what I'm going to read for the next like 10 days, you know. So that's the only thing that's like been keeping me away. I also really do want to read the Addicted Calloway sister series. I just really want to know what type of girly I am. The only reason that I haven't started number one, I think it's Addicted to You, is because, oh child, addiction, guys, that is the trope that scares the living daylights out of me. I think it's important to read books about that. I think it's good, it brings awareness. I just don't, I'm very sensitive to it. My heart breaks. I'm an empath reader, so I feel what those characters are feeling deeply. So to think that I'm going to be dealing with such, oh child, I don't know. gives me stress. And then I do really want to read the Magnolia Parks universe. I just want to see, I don't know, I'm interested to see where it goes. Yeah, I want to see, just I don't know, I just suddenly lost a lot of air and energy. But I mean, I want to see. I don't. Okay, yeah, I am basic. I will move with the crowd sometimes, but I don't know. There's something about, and they're black characters, aren't they? I'm very interested to see how black characters navigate fictional worlds. I really like to see it, but we'll see how I move and how I go. But that's my reading update. I will try at some point this weekend or next week to shoot my April reading wrap up and to shoot my Iron Flame Fourth Wing, that type of like video dissection. We'll see how it goes. I give myself grace. I do what I can. Like, you know, if I posted a video, I did my utmost best. Like, I want you to know that it took a lot out of me to post those things, but like, I also love it myself. I love it. But like, yeah, those are literally the vibes. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I don't know when this will be posted, but whenever you see this, I hope you did have a lovely weekend. I'm basically gonna go about my day, and I'm currently rewatching Dawson's Creek. So I'm in season 2. I'm in the trenches. I'm not at Joey and Pacey being together, so let me try and make headway there. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Love and light, Bestables, and happy reading to all of you.